think there it goes. Hello, and today we are here with Meet the Employer with the Economic Opportunity Program, EOP, here in Elmira, New York. And we have Miss Anita Lewis, who is going to present on and showcase her organization. It's a not-for-profit and what they do for the community, jobs that they have available, as well as how to go about for those jobs. So, Anita, I am going to pass that over to you. Let me know when you're ready for me to start the PowerPoint.
Okay, I will. So I will introduce myself. So I'm Anita Lewis. I'm the Vice President of Community and Donor Relations for EOP. And so I do a little bit of everything, and it really touched the programs and the community, with different things that we do. We have 7 divisions here at EOP. And so, our divisions are actually, we have 3 buckets, which is child care, youth care, and family development. So we have our Head Start 0 to 5. We have our school age 5 to 12. We have our Ernie Davis Community Center, which is 13 to 21. And then we have weatherization services, which is, they work with, people with HEAP and those kinds of things, but they weatherize houses. We have family support that works with kids with disabilities and families with disabilities. We have our Community Food for Jobs, which is our 10-week culinary arts training program. And we have a small Community Food for Jobs bistro next door, which is in our community center because we have 2 buildings. So we have our main building and then we have our community center next door. And then we have our adult literacy, which is literacy volunteers. So we do one-on-one literacy, tutors, learners, and then we do classes. We also provide classes, literacy classes. Right now we're doing everything virtual. So they're learning how to use their Zooms and use their virtual, literacy, in a literal way, really. We also do all the tasks, testing. We do some of that for the low-level readers. So if you have low-level readers or whatever have you, you can send me here, they can get the tasks done, which I know you guys probably do it over there as well. So our last program that we had is our Veterans Family Program, which is we serve 20 homeless veterans that now live in Libertad next door, which is the Libertad Elmira building next door. So we support, that whole, complex as well. It's 91 units, but 20 of them we support with homeless veterans. So, we work with them. We do, that we have a case manager that works with them, on anything from soup to nuts. So those are the programs that we have. And so a little bit of my background is, like I said, I came here, it'll be 21 years that I've been here at EOP. Wow. We're 56 years old. And so, with that, I'm really actually a bachelor's degree business person, business major, and I have my master's in management. So even with, working and being in management, you can work in human services because, we're a business just like everybody else, and that's what sometimes I don't think people understand, working in human services, that we never have any money and, but we're a business and we shell out lots of it. Our budget is like $7 million and we are, we're funded by state, federal, private donations, United Way. So our funding is all over the place and our programs all have their own funding, so we don't, things are not commingled. So one of the things that I do though, is I do raise unrestricted revenue for the agency. So one of our biggest divisions is our child care division. So Karen, anytime you're ready, you can put up Head Start. And so with Head Start, we provide 0 to 5. So we have toddlers, we have 3 and 4. And that's okay, you can just keep going. We have 3 and 4 and, up to 5 years old. So in the program, we have site supervisors, we have teachers, and we have teachers' aides. So there's 3 different components in division. I don't see it.
All right. That's odd.
Everybody said, can't see it.
All right.
I'll keep going. You just keep going.
Yes.
So there's 3 pieces. There you go. So there it is. We can see it. So birth to 5 school readiness program. So basically we are getting children ready for kindergarten. And so in the employment piece of that, our Head Start division, there's probably almost 100 employees. So that is our biggest pot of employees is Head Start. And so with Head Start, we have, I think there's, I have to cheat. There's there's 5 locations, including this one. And so our toddlers are here. So we have 2 toddler rooms here, and that's our 0 to 5. And then we have 2 other rooms that are 3 and 4 at this location. So we have some staff that report to this location, and then we have other staff that report to the other locations. So as a site supervisor, I mean, you have to have your associate's degree as a site supervisor, and we're licensed. So the license drives a lot of the regulation around what employees have to have. So as our site supervisors, you have to have your associate's degree and your CDA in childcare. So we also look sometimes to CCC to do the CDA, or Elmira College, whoever can do, that authorization. So CDAs are very important to have, working in childcare, especially as a site supervisor. And then we have our teachers, and they carry out like all the curriculums that we have, inside of the program. And then we have the, and it's all around development, and it's a play with purpose is kind of the curriculum that they serve, and that they really introduce to the kids, so it's called a play with purpose. And, it's just all around, learning development and, what they do. And it also encompasses the family. So in addition to site supervisor, teachers, aides, we have family advocates. That's another position, which is our family advocates. And they're like pseudo case managers. So what they do is they then go like to the home, they meet with the families. As soon as they get enrolled, they sit with the families to look at everything that they have within their family. So like say if there is a person in their family, or if it's a grandparent that is raising that child and they need some literacy help, we can then enroll that parent or grandparent or whomever, as well as the child. You know what I mean? So with those positions though, site supervisors, they're around, $16 an hour. Teachers, they're in maybe the $14 range. And then when you get into the aid portion, then it's kind of like it's minimum wage usually, with the aid portion of this. So, and the jobs are like site supervisor full time. Teachers are full time, and our work week is 35 hours a week. And then you have, our aides, are 35 hours a week. But there's part-time too, because we have subs. Sometimes we're always looking for subs because we always need backup. So some of our staff even start as subs, and they could be in any location that they may be needed. With the childcare, because we are licensed, there is a complete background packet. So it is extensive. It is around, they have it, I can't remember what they call it, but they go back like 5 to 10 years with all of your addresses, that you have to fill out. We do background checks. And even now with the licensing, we can't even put anybody in a classroom until they are cleared. Even though they might be working with somebody else that's cleared, we can't put anybody in the classrooms until they are totally cleared and Head Start. And in Head Start, there's some 12-month employees and there's some 10-month employees. They get off all the holidays, and they actually work with the school schedule. So if you have kids, it's really great that, they work with the school schedule. That's how they work. They have professional days that they have as well, because they always do professional development for the staff. So there is, for full time, there are health and dental benefits. There's paid time off. We get all the major holidays off. We offer a 403B is what it's called. So it's not a 401k, it's a 403B. So basically what it is that from your first year to your, whenever you're here, our max is 8%, but the agency gives 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, 7%, up to 8%. on what you give. So they give you money when you put in. And it's not bad. And it's actually EOP has probably one of the best 403Bs. That's what Shimon Cannell tells us anyway. So that is really our birth to 5 school readiness. So like I said, they are the biggest ones, the biggest staff that we have. And we have some, higher level managers, whereas there is the director of the program. They have a health and wellness director. There is the enrollment director. They have a lot of support inside this building that supports the external part. So there are some higher level positions too, that have either master's or bachelor's degree. There are some of our managers, and they're up in the what the state calls the manager's level, making $25 an hour. So there's some positions like that, when they become open. So it's not just classroom, it is actual, management level, at that level. So any questions around Head Start that I might have missed? Or anybody has any questions before I move on?
Just for those that are unsure, could you clarify CDA?
Yeah,
the acronym.
That is the child development credential. It's a credential that you actually get, and it really, and you can take it anywhere. That's kind of like having a Serve Safe certification for the cooking aspect or food service. It's like one of the top credentials that you can have for childcare. So it's always good to get your CDA. If they offer it, I say to people, take it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's the child care credential. Any other questions? Oh, one other thing too, as just so that you can maybe even share with the program, the kids, all of the children get breakfast, lunch, and a snack before they go home too. So we feed them every day, Monday through Friday.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It is.
So
I'm sorry. This is Carol. I really do have one question. I was curious about how you guys are proceeding with those home visits with the current circumstances with COVID.
So we're doing a lot, Carol, virtually, a lot. I mean, there's some virtual learning for some of the kids that are not in program, and, the advocates are doing it as well. Or even with the social distancing, if they have to bring, kids in, they go in a certain way and come out a certain way, So right now it's a lot of virtual stuff, but if they have to visit, it's usually, they set it up so that it's just very, social distancing, everybody's masked up, gloved up, kind of thing. So that's how we're doing it. But a lot of it is virtual.
Yeah, it seems to be a par for the course in light of COVID, for sure.
So, and everything has changed, with, like I said, what we're doing. Like I said, literacy is virtual. Our Ernie Davis Community Center, we're doing art with the community arts virtually. I just did a singing thing with the kids virtually today. We're doing Christmas magic virtually for a little bit, and then we're having curbside pickup for the gifts on Saturday. So we're being very creative.
You have to be. You have to be. Yeah, that is wonderful. It's good to hear that.
Yeah, we're being very, just to keep, kids engaged and, and that kind of thing. But and that's such a good lead-in, Carol. Thanks for the question. Center of Excellence. So that's our ages 5 to 12. And most of them really are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is our core group of kids. And usually we are here at EOP. We have a site at Divon and we have a site at Riverside. And so until, they really shut the schools down, when they reopened school, we were in there, we didn't have a lot of kids, but then when they shut it back down, we're only operating here at this location. But so what we have is, this is a little lower level. The packets, the complete packets for the background checks are still the same. But as far as the positions, I have a program director, And then, she really is the site supervisor / program director. And then we have 5 staff that work in the room with the kids, because there's a ratio. So it can be 1 to 10, 1 to 15 ratio that the staff with the kids. And so right now we probably have about 20 kids downstairs. And the way we're doing that is we are actually not just doing childcare, but we have a computer lab here. So we have staff that are very versed in getting on with the kids, getting their assignments done. And then some parents are saying, well, just let us submit it later. But we have sessions where the kids are on every day, all day. So the staff have been really, really good. Some staff are, have gotten their bachelor's degree to be teachers, but are not teachers yet. Some of our part-time staff are aides in the Elmira City School District. So most of our staff are being paid, minimum wage, except for like the program director. So these are entry level, minimum wage, type of jobs, but same thing. These positions are like 27.5 hours per week. Some of them can go up a little higher. It just depends on, the schedule. And so right now we've just continued to keep kids here so that we can, for those essential workers.
Yeah.
But other than that, most of the time we serve probably over 120 kids in a year, at the 3 locations. But our goal is, and what we look for actually in an employee is somebody that really wants to work with kids. This is not a babysitting service, because kids need so much that they may not be getting home. So our goal is, even with Elmira City School District, send us your children with their assignments, and we will work on those assignments with those kids. We have it's called Second Step. It's the behavioral tracking that we do with kids in the classroom. But the staff learn that. They learn how to work with the kids. So like I said, any childcare training, any of those things, those are helpful. And we also need subs. Sometimes we need just subs, and subs turn into real jobs. Then they move around, because one of the things that we had to do, because we've had a couple bouts with, COVID with staff, is we've had to move some of our Head Start staff across the board so that we can backfill really in both positions. So we've, gotten some of our Head Start staff so that they can work with COE and they can work with Head Start, which helps us, because when COVID hit one of our staff, it took out everybody. It took out just about everybody. And so we had to piece it together, but we did. So a lot of those kids, they're actually, Carol, they're on site. They're on site here. So we have kids on site still, social distancing, masks, gloves, but these, they're offered the 403B as well. They get some health and dental benefits if they want to take them. They get some paid time off as well, even with 27.5 hours a week. They earn benefits as well. Anything over 20 hours earns benefits with EOP. And there is a lot of opportunity to move around EOP. We also have a scholarship program through Elmira College. And so they're for undergrad and grad scholarships. That's how I got my master's degree scholarship, is through Elmira College. And the only thing I paid for was registration and books. So we've been offering that for years. So there's a lot of employees that have had no degree, started with their undergrad, and took advantage of all the scholarships, and those are available to full-time employees as well. And just with some of the other programs, people can move into some of the other programs as well. So we have Ernie Davis Community Center, and that's more of your recreational program where, the kids come and play basketball and that kind of thing. But we have a program director, we have an administrative support. And even here at EOP, we have administrative support. We have our finance department, where we need, employees. We have security here because we have 24/7 security for our veterans program. So we have security here. We have maintenance that we always need, people for maintenance, and it could be per diem, because we do hire people for per diem as well. But that's how you get started, especially around here. We've had so many employees that have started here as a sub, as as per diem, and it's turned into full-time employment. And so even with the emerging workforce group, I think we have some avenues where we can do some training, and there's some possible jobs. Even with Head Start, we have a whole kitchen staff. They're basically at minimum wage, but they have a whole kitchen staff where they prepare those meals every day. And sometimes we need people to backfill in the kitchen. CFJP, we do grab and go right now, but we have contracts. So we have a lunch contract with Finn Academy across the street. So it's a lot of food we pump out of here. We pump out of here over 190,000 meals. So we need food service people.
Yep. And that is unfortunately one of those positions that is quote unquote trending down due to COVID. However, there are facilities and businesses that do require that. So it is a fantastic way to get your foot in the door.
We are, I am currently looking for somebody that has a higher level.
Want me to switch to that one real quick?
Oh yeah, you have it. Yeah, I forgot you had CFP. Yep. Good lead-in. So this is a 10-week culinary arts training program for people that want to train to get their ServSafe certification, because we certify with that ServSafe certification, which is huge in any food service around, whether it's in New York State or you go to someplace else. They recognize that ServSafe certification. So we go through 10 weeks of modules, but with those components, it's not just cooking. So they have class time and they have kitchen time. So, if they come to work for us, and we've had some of them, we've had some students that work in our kitchen now, full-time employees making $13 an hour, got all the benefits. Right. But it's a work readiness, really, because in class we talk to them about interviewing. We try to bring employers in to talk to them to say, this is what we're looking for, because even with cooking, a lot of it is line cooking, but we train people to cook, to cook as well, because that's what they get. They do get a lot of line cooking, but sometimes even with line cooking, they need to know how to handle food properly, temps properly. And that's one of the things that we do. That's some of what we do, is to teach people how to handle food properly. So, their jobs, they could walk into a job, ServSafe certification, and it might be more than minimum wage from here. So like with the emerging, workforce group, we would love to have some students to train and then, get them, some jobs. But as we are doing it, and you all can pay, for some of the training, that helps us, because we used to pay for the training when it first began. When we first got the funding for this, we were able to pay for them. But one of the things is when we have students, we got all the bells and whistles. We got Head Start here for childcare. It's not hard to get to because it's on the bus route, kind of thing. And so, if we partner and dual enroll somebody with the emerging workforce group, you enroll them, we enroll them, they're students with us, they get their work experience, they get their training experience with us, and then hopefully we can get them a job after that. So then, they're getting paid, they're training and they're getting paid, and it's all in one place.
Right. Well, but also with that, culinary is on our occupation demand list at this point in time. So that is something to definitely steer towards.
Absolutely. And so what I'm looking for right now is we used to have a chef here, but we've lost a few, and it just really just pulls the program sink when we don't have, a chef that can do the in-class and then, do the kitchen. And it's really just a higher level person that has had some training, possibly. I don't necessarily need a chef, but I'm looking at a contractual agreement with somebody to do probably about 17 to 20 hours a week at $25 an hour. That's what I'm looking for. That will spend the time with our students in class, in the kitchen, because what they have an opportunity to like create recipes, and we do taste tests with the staff here, and all kinds of fun stuff that they get to do. But they get their shirts, they get their shoes, you know, I mean, we can work with you guys getting their shoes, but they get books, you know, we buy all the food, you know, and all of that stuff. So that's one thing I'm looking for, you know, definitely. I'm looking for a contractual higher level person that can do some training right now. But food service positions, we could use those as well. So, questions?
The bistro is open to the community, right?
It is. It's open 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. It's grab and go. And we actually need, you know, more foot traffic or more pickup, you know, business, which is we've been working on. So one of the things that we did is we called Hilliard and said, hey, would you guys like to, you know, order once a week? We'll give you know, our discount. And so they've been doing that. So
that's fantastic.
They sent us the order, we get it done, and we deliver it. Because we have a food truck now, you know, and it's really just for delivery of things. But, you know, we look to do that with whomever, you know, even though we're nonprofit, you know, this is what creates other things and other jobs and other positions. But yeah, we have a whole campus, as I say, full of jobs, whether it's our finance department, administrative support, and, you know, down in the, you know, clerical, the front desk, you know, things always open. So like I said, we're a business just like everybody else.
That's correct. I think I recently saw on your website actually about the food truck, and it was exciting to see that you know, that you're able to get this out in such a large amount and capacity. That was pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, our goal really is to, and we got some funding, but our goal really is to, and it might even be, I don't know if it'd be this winter or whatever, is to really get some, you know, where we prepare some things on the truck and we go to neighborhoods for people that may not be able to get out or get food or whatever have you, and just be there and give meals, because we're doing curbside meals right now. Yeah, we're doing curbside meals every day.
Yep. You do that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Just breakfast.
For the curbside?
Just breakfast and dinner.
Breakfast and dinner.
Breakfast
so
and dinner.
Individuals could just drive or walk up and say, what are the hours for that, Anita?
The breakfast is 8 to 10, and the dinner is 4 to 6 every day. And they walk up, they bike up. We give them, you know, whatever, how many they want. You know, they come with backpacks, they come with carts on the back of their bicycles, you know, they drive up, and we ask them how many kids, how many adults. And, you know, and it's really, you know, most of it, it's almost like a 50-50, you know, it's adults and kids. So it happens Monday through Friday.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's important.
You're welcome.
You know, I like the fact that you actually have more extended hours than the typical drive-through or drive-up curbside versus 1 hour to 2.
Yeah, we made it 2 hours because people couldn't make it. They were like, "Oh, I'm too late," and I'm like, "Okay, 2 hours."
Yeah,
so, you know,
but I think that's fantastic, because I mean, even if a family, mother, father, parent, is employed, you know, that's not always a sustainable wage. So, you know, they do need to have the resources that can help them and their family get by. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. And so, you know, so we do some of that. So, you know, we in the building, in addition to, you know, just us being here, we actually have Trinity clubhouses in this building too. So that's an opportunity for youth, and it's probably, you know, and it could be another employment opportunity, but they're in this building in one section of our building, and they do prevention with 13, I think it's 13 to 21 that's in this building right now.
Prevention of?
You know, drug prevention, Trinity. They're part of Trinity.
Trinity. Okay. Yep, gotcha.
But it's teens, so it's a prevention program for teens. So we partner, you know, we feed like all of their kids, you know, so it's like we have a feeding program. So we like the kids, it's like, don't spend your money to feed them, bring them over.
Yeah,
and we'll
absolutely.
feed them too. So we feed them too. And that's just a way to leverage funding and like I said, create some positions and, that kind of thing. Because if you partner, sometimes it helps us stretch our dollars a little longer, all
It
of us
does.
nonprofits together. So,
Yeah. Well, it's also a very holistic approach.
mhm,
And I think that's important, because yes, we have meet the employer events because we want our job seekers to be able to reach you, the employer. But in
mhm,
the same token, um, one or two income families still are struggling. So to
right.
know that it has the value that you do with,
Mhm.
the childcare, which is in the highest demand now than it's ever been.
Yeah, that's our biggest one. And like I said,
And
that's most of our employees. Hmm.
yeah, so I think, and it's centrally located, so it's a great avenue for people to be able to get to as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love Libertad. I just had to throw that in because that
Thanks,
was
thanks.
a beautiful place. So,
Thanks. It is. And I wish, we could get, that open a little more, because in the bottom of it, we have a little like library with the computers in it. There's a exercise room in it. There is a place for a cosmetologist. I think there was a dentist chair there,
yeah,
and we did have RNet nurses coming in to do some things. So there's some things for activities, for the people in the building, but between the
for
two
the-
buildings, that can be, people can utilize it as well. So
right, right. And that's fantastic.
yeah.
So
So
I am going to turn it back to this one real quick.
okay.
Um, Thank you so much for presenting today. It is extremely appreciated.
Yeah.
Um, does anybody on the call have any questions for Anita or about EOP or any of their programs?
I kind of missed the very beginning. Is there
Okay.
some way to see
Hi,
that?
Marcy.
I didn't get the other programs. I'm aware of Head Start.
That was it. It
Oh,
was
okay.
just a Head Start. It was the birth to 5, and then I believe 5 to 12
Mhm.
is Center for Excellence and the Bistro.
Okay. All right. Didn't miss anything then.
No,
No,
no. I
ma'am.
just I just went through and listed the other programs that we have as an agency. I just listed them. I didn't go into a whole lot of detail.
Yeah.
But
Are
even with those programs, now she says it. Would you say,
all of
Marcy?
your
Go ahead.
programs come out of your building?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
So
you're
everything our home base right here.
Yep.
Mhm.
okay.
So, and so there's positions in all those divisions, I mean, there are, and that's sometimes probably what you'll see on Indeed, because with literacy, it's a small crew, but they have a
Mhm.
coordinator and they have an administrative person and they have a program director. Our family support, she's a one-man show. We're trying to get her, somebody else, but she does all the service access approvals and, I see a question. So the positions they're not listed on the website. At least I don't believe they're listed on our website, but you know what? That's a good point, and we can get them on there. Of all the positions that our divisions hold, we,
And
we
I'm going
can
to stop
definitely get
sharing
there.
the screen real quick.
Yep, yep, yep. I'll make sure I put that on my note.
Um, Sorry, Kim, I didn't have my chat open there for a minute, but now they did.
It popped in my screen.
Okay, Kim, the contact information should be on the screen right now with the address and phone number.
Yep.
And there you have on the screen on the EOP website. Which flyer were you referring?
Are you talking to me?
No, one of the questions were from Kim, who is on this call.
The flyers that you had, that you shared, are they also on the EOP website?
All the programs are on the website. Yeah, so you'll get and there's probably a little more detail. There could be a little more detail. Now I don't think the positions are on the website like in Head Start. It just tells you about the program.
Right.
But
So, Anita, how would somebody go about to apply with EOP?
So
Is it virtual? Is it if you could expand.
I believe, and I apologize, I believe that our application is on our website, but our lobby is open.
Right.
It is open. I mean, Andrea, we're not one that we have been open since March. We have never closed. So, people still do come in, as long as they're masked up, we have a temperature thing. There's a big, huge glass
Yep.
in our clerical, so they can come in and get an application and they can sit in the lobby and fill it out.
Wonderful.
I mean, because it's not a lot of people. Our full staff is not here. So usually our clerical people are here and they can help, because we know what our agency is. We cannot shut down like that.
Correct.
We just can't. We're too essential, even for the little things, even for somebody to come in and go to the bathroom. I mean,
you would be correct. And actually, Kim, if you go to their website, if you go under contact us, there are EOP job postings.
Okay, thank you. That's what I.
Yeah, I thought there were some there too.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure, if they were all there. But.
Yep. And it also has a group on top that will list out their programs for you as well, and upcoming events and some other information that you could find useful.
We have a Facebook page.
Yes, you do.
It's under Elmira Economic Opportunity Program on our Facebook page. There's a lot there. And
yes,
even things that you guys, want posted, we'll post there.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do that too.
Awesome. That's fantastic, because I usually put out the flyer for, our virtual workshops, Meet the Employer event, because, it needs to reach Kim and Carol and Devontae, and Marcy, but on a larger scale, because especially with the end of the year coming and some of the instability with UI going on right now, it's going to be challenging for people to get back into the workforce.
Oh, I know.
It's going to be very challenging.
Mm-hmm. People working from home, and that's what we're doing. We're doing a lot of split shifting and working from home, and it's different. It's definitely different. That's for sure.
Devontae, I saw your little star go up. Do you have a question?
I just wanted to ask, I don't know if you covered this already, Anita, but what were some of your age requirements for some of your different programs?
You mean as far as employees?
Yes.
You have to be at least 18 to work here.
Okay.
At least 18 and, GED or, task, they call it. But we do summer youth employment. We do that through Bob Harris, and we have kids in the kitchen all summer, and some in maintenance and some in clerical. So we do that.
I'm just going to clarify a little bit on what Anita. So when she says Bob Harris with the Chemung County Youth Bureau, no, that's fine. With the Chemung County Youth Bureau with their summer youth program, just to clarify that.
Yep. So we do, we work through there, with their TANF eligible, kids and that kind of thing. But I mean, even with summer jobs, if we have openings and they're 18, let us know, and we will, we'll work through it, because it's important. And sometimes kids just can't find summer jobs either. So.
That is very true. But it's such